Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Behind Marketing Lines. Today, our episode is not about marketing, but it's about a success story. My guest, who is not a marketer, but a very successful individual who hailed from a very small town back in Pakistan. Okay, not so small. He's frowning when he's looking at me, but his story is the one that I wanted to share with all of you. And I wanted to learn from him, how did he do it? And for all those aspiring digital transformation specialists out there, or even aspiring marketers out there, everyone who just graduated or is planning to step their feet into the corporate world, I think this story will open up a lot of doors for you. This will tell you what you might need to do in order to grow up the ladder in a corporate world. Welcome to Behind Marketing Lines On.
Thank you, Zeeshan.
All right. This thank you was not very, how should I say this? So this thank you was very calm and quiet. What happened?
No, so I'm just trying to blend in to your new situation here. I'm not used to this kind of environment, so that's why.
No worries. So guys, we have on Muhammad Raza. He's a digital transformation specialist. I've had the honor and pleasure of working with him for over almost 7 years now. So how's it going on?
Alhamdulillah, can't complain. As you know, things have been going up. Quite busy days the last 1 year or so. A lot of new things that I've learned over the past 1 year and obviously throughout my career. Yeah, I mean, have some ups and downs, obviously, but overall it's been quite well. And yeah, I mean, UAE is a place where you can grow if you're there, when the job needs you. It's not necessary that you're the best or you're the most talented or you're the most knowledgeable. As long as you're consistent in what you do and you try to learn and improve yourself on every step as we go along, you will grow in the UAE because it gives you the place or the platform where you have access to best of the tools, best of the learning platforms, best of the people in the world, and it simply encourages innovation and it's open to new thoughts and new ideas. So as you said, I come from a small town. It's back in Punjab, Pakistan. uh, the first thing that you obviously get shocked when you come to the country like UAE, it's a bit of a culture, like we're not used to the corporate world over there. A lot of things that are done in the corporate world, we're not used to that kind of environment, so it's been a learning curve for the past 16 years, 15 years since I've been here. And yeah, I started small, just a techie, as always. Most of the Pakistanis are. And yeah, from there, you grow up, you learn new things. The most important thing, then, in my opinion, is the presentation and being consistent. How you present yourself, how you present your case, how you present your findings, how you present your ideas. It's what matters in this industry, because digital transformation, it's a big word, right? You can include almost everything in it. Marketing is part of digital transformation, right? But if you take it in a bite size projects and initiatives, I think you can simplify it, and it's not ideal to say that, all right, I'm going to digitally transform this company, but you get in and you understand what are the key problems and you come up with solutions for those. Obviously, you'll need help from a lot of people: your IT team, your marketing team, your business, most of them all, and first and foremost, the management. The management must
You're
support you
forgetting
during all these
finance.
initiatives. Finance is part of those business people, right? Because obviously, finance, once again, you need the money. So that is your management support that comes in. And obviously, major problems in many of the companies are finance related, right? Related to and all that. So, yeah, I mean, from my perspective, what I believe is the most important thing to be successful as a digital transformation specialist or any field for that matter is consistency and presentation. How you present yourself and your ideas is the most important thing. Yeah.
I think that makes sense. So I think a lesson for the viewers who are just getting started with their careers is that you need to be consistent and you need to be there when the company needs you, or when your herd needs you, or when your pack needs you, right? Well, thank you very much. That was a very comprehensive background of what you do and how you made it this far. But I think we are going to also, break it down to bite-sized content so that, it's easier for the viewers to understand how it started, how it's going, and where do you see it, right? So, moving forward, I would love to understand because usually when I look at you, I see myself. We both come from small towns back in Pakistan. We came here, we struggled a bit, then, rest is history. Why UAE? What made you come here and why did you choose this country?
So for most of us Pakistanis, right? I mean, you see, there's not a lot of economic opportunities, especially in smaller towns. Yeah, I mean, bigger towns, Islamabad, Karachi, Lahore, you have a lot of opportunities. You have a platform. But for us, we're from small town. If we move to these big towns, it will take us a few years to kind of get settled, and then again, the opportunities are not that great. Why UAE? It's because obviously GCC as a whole is very, very easy to get to for the people in Pakistan. And it is something that feels as a second home because we obviously relate to the people here. We have a lot of families, we have a lot of friends already living here. So there's a lot of support, or you can say the base that you need. And overall, it is the market which is growing. It accepts people like us because we want to grow and they want to grow with us, right? So it's basically the platform that every person from small town needs. Because if you go to the bigger markets, let's say US or UK, you need different set of skills, right? You need, first of all, a lot of, can say, investment to kind of get there. And then when you're there, you need to kind of spend a lot of time struggling. In UAE, I feel it's a place where you can come with maybe less expenses as compared to other markets. And it is a place which feels a second home, as I said, right? And once you're here, as I said, it's not always easy to find work, find companies that will accept you. But if you're consistent enough, if you know a few people around the market, and obviously you present your case well, you can get in. Once you're in, it's not always right to say that, all right, you'll do the best work that you can do, as long as you're always there on time, you do your work, and obviously you're not scared of people. One of the things that us Pakistanis we feel from when we come from a smaller town is intimidation, because obviously a lot of people here have been to, let's say, better places. They've seen the world. They've had more exposure around the world. They're more aware about the situation, or the global situation, or global markets, and the trends and technologies. So you do get intimidated. You see a person sitting in front of you who has way more experience than you, probably more knowledgeable than you in some cases, maybe same as you, but much more knowledgeable than you. You do get intimidated and you do get scared about talking or giving in your ideas. But the idea is to make sure that you don't, hold yourself back. Say what you feel. Obviously, do your research before you talk, but don't get scared for that. And that will get you places. You'll always have that fear of being wrong, that no, this is not right, this is not good enough. Yeah, I mean, first few times it will be, right? It won't be good enough. People will tell you bad things, or you can say you'll have feedback that, all right, this is not good enough. But as long as you keep learning and you keep reading, because UAE is a place where you can find content on everything, right? That you need to learn, especially technology. All the big players are in the market, and nowadays content is available everywhere to upskill yourself and read. And yeah, I mean, if you keep on doing that, your content, or your output will also improve as we grow. And that is the most important thing. As long as you have people around you who kind of push you to kind of do better, you'll do better. As long as you keep doing, unless you kind of give up and sit down, then nothing's happening, right? Because then you can't learn. So you find people around you who are supportive of you and who you can learn from. And that's why one of the most important things that I try to do is always find people that I can learn from. No matter if they're junior, they're senior, doesn't matter where they are from, what business unit they're from. But as long as you can learn from them anything, right, it's fine. You can have them in your circle.
Makes sense.
So that's very important, in my opinion.
Oh, but thank you very much for finding me, and you've been a great learner so far.
Yeah, exactly, right?
And likewise, I get to learn a lot from you, of course. But I think so. What I hear from you is that don't fake it until you make it, but face it until you make it,
yeah,
right? And I think you've been facing it, and you've been growing, and you've been expanding your wings. And I have seen that growth. I think a fair share of that growth over the past 7, 8 years. So, well done so far. I think it's been quite a journey. Another question. You found yourself in digital transformation or transformation, I think 5 to 7 years ago. Before that, if I'm not wrong, you have an IT background. So why not project management, but project management, digital transformation? I mean, I know that they are related. I know that, it's kind of similar, but now you work more towards innovation, you work more towards, driving change, you work more towards bringing something new. So what's the
So,
story?
so for me, when you talk about technology, it was always about learning new things. Initially, I was a techie, as always, network guy, and from there I went into software implementations and consulting and so on. And that teaches you a lot of stuff because in consulting, you have a problem, you have to solve it with a solution, right? It's not always the solution you have, but you have to kind of make your solution the solution that they need. And that kind of teaches you a lot about how to deal with people. And in project management, the most important part is the communication with people. As long as your people are aware of what is going on in the project or in any initiative or journey that you have, it's okay. And during my 4 years of consulting, I learned that as long as my project key stakeholder is aware of what I'm doing and why I'm doing this, it's going to be fine. And that I was able to do really well, in a way that, all right, even with a lot of hiccups, even if I don't know about the product that I'm trying to implement, I was able to deliver it just because, first of all, consistency, making sure that everything is on track, people are aware of what is going on, and yeah, a little bit of reading on the side, right, to make sure that you understand the problem before you try to solve it. So why I came into this, it's basically what inspired me in my career opportunities. You become a project manager, all right, you understand, then the projects that inspire you the most are the technology projects, right? And from there you learn about technology, and that is what you talk about all the time. Once you start talking about all the time, that is what people relate you with, and that is where you grow, because that is where people kind of invite you to talk about, invite you to do stuff in your organization or in other organizations and so on. I've had some key people in my life who've kind of helped me grow in this. A lot of people I've learned from, some of the people you know already, and they've been a great influence in me kind of becoming who I am, or even growing as a person, right? Yeah, I mean, it's great, but it's always been great to learn from everybody that has been around me. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that I've learned everything that I need to, but I've learned a great deal from people around me. You, a lot of my friends, a lot of other people that are there.
I remember a couple of years ago, On asked me to write him a LinkedIn recommendation, and I only wrote one line. If you get it done, On is your guy. Something similar, right? And I think that is what I've seen so far. We've worked a couple of years ago. We are working again together. All right. So, coming from a humble background, becoming a tech guy, transforming into a digital transformation specialist, where do you see yourself next?
So, yeah, I mean, you plan as much as you want, but you never see the end of it, right? I saw myself here as I was growing, right? I saw myself in different places, probably doing my own thing and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to do my own thing, but for now, yeah, I want to grow in the same, learn more about technology, and yeah, do stuff in the same field. Yeah, I see myself stable for at least 5 years, around the same roles. But after that, who knows, right? I mean, yeah, I mean, I want to grow and get more into maybe my own consulting or stuff like that. But for now, maybe next 4 5 years, I see myself in the same thing. But yeah, I mean, taking larger initiatives, larger projects, but otherwise the same thing.
I heard you talk about LLMs and AI taking over, and there were some really fruitful discussions that you were having a couple of weeks ago at a digital insurance conference, right? So, what's your opinion? I mean, is AI actually going to come and take over everything? I see a lot of people, they are frightened. Technology is coming, computers are coming for us. What's going on? What's this all hype about? And do you think they're actually going to take over?
So you see, it's the same concept, right? Like for example, when the horse cart, people who used to drive horse carts were scared that, all right, The cars are coming and our jobs are gone. Similarly, in old Europe, they used to light candles all the time, right? There was a person who used to go around, light candles in the evening, or the bulbs or the lamps in the evening, and then, turn them off in the morning. At the same time, when the light bulb came up, that guy lost his job in a fortnight. So, yeah, I mean, there will be some rules which will have some impact. There's a big study going on how much of the impact is going to be. So, yeah, I mean, it is going to have impact on jobs, but it's the same thing, right? You need to upskill yourself to go with the flow. If you try to resist technology, you're only going to be left behind, right? You don't know what's coming up. As technology grows, ChatGPT, LLMs, everybody's talking about it today. It's only 2.5 years old, maybe 2 years, right?
In fact, less. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit less. So, how it is growing, it's exponential. I mean, if you think about it, just go 15 years back and you were still talking about, Nokias and Blackberries as phones and stuff like that. And now it's all history. So, yeah, I mean, next 10 years, it's going to be really, really rapid growth in technology and, how things are being done. The whole, not jobs, but whole processes are going to be wiped out because they're not going to be needed anymore, right? You have, like in your industry, you see a lot of people, social media managers getting automated, stuff like that. Similarly, in my job, writing memos and stuff like that. Similarly, project management as a whole, in essence, can be done by an algorithm. Yeah, I mean, there'd be some supervision, but a lot of it can be managed by an algorithm based on how it is working. But essence to that is data. Because so much data is being produced in the world right now, LLMs will learn from that data. And as they learn, they will grow, right? And they will get smarter. And as they get smarter, yes, a lot of people will be impacted if they don't learn. So it's important that you upskill yourself, learn new skills, learn new things. And as long as you keep on growing, I don't think the horse cart drivers from the past, didn't have a job just because cars came in, right? They learned how to drive a car. Because similarly, what I would say is that as old jobs go away, new jobs come up. There are new roles that will be introduced into the market. Like how many years ago you never heard of an AI engineer, right? So, for example, now AI developers are a common people that are needed in the market. Similarly, you can say customer service agents are one role that are a bit, scared of this new technology and so on. Yeah, but I mean, as long as they're upskilling themselves with the new technology, I think they should be fine. But it's just that, you have to develop within your role as well. Okay.
I think that makes sense. So technology is not going to take your job away, but the person using technology is actually going to do that, right? I think
Yeah.
that's what I heard. So, but overall, I think you have spoken about being consistent, continuously upskilling yourself, and making sure that you are following the norms of the technology. Wherever technology is leading you, you go that
Yeah.
path, and you learn it, you understand it, and you bring it to practice. For us in marketing, and thanks for bringing marketing up because it's a marketing podcast, and I would love to talk a bit about marketing side of things as well. Technology rapidly evolved. When we were students, it was all the traditional marketing we used to study about, right? And while we were studying, Facebook came in. In fact, a little before that, Orkut came in, and MySpace used to be the thing, and the Hotmail messengers and MIRCs and Yahoos of the world were there, right? And by the time we graduated, there was a terminology called digital marketing. And all you had in digital marketing was a banner exchange that you could do with another website, right? They'll put your ad on their website, you'll be putting their ad on your website, and that is how, they were trying to do a bit of e-commerce and stuff alongside. But I think we were lucky that we grew with the field. And as digital marketing progressed, or as technological transformation from your perspective progressed, I think we witnessed it firsthand, and we had the honor to actually use all those technologies firsthand. Because anything that is coming out, even talking about LLMs or automating processes or social media, all these things. We have had this honor and pleasure, and we were lucky, I would say, that we understood it, we grasped it, we learned about it, and we were able to implement it,
Because
right?
frankly, I'll tell you why. This is my
Yeah,
opinion,
of
yeah?
course.
This is my opinion. A lot of people don't understand marketing, yeah? Like for example, what is the value of having a good copywriter on your work, right? Look at your work. They don't see the value behind it. They see I mean, everybody at least thinks that they are best writers. And similarly, branding. Everybody thinks that they can create the best logo. I can create a logo. I mean, you can do it. The thing is, the reason why marketing kind of got impacted with it so quickly, a lot of people started using technology to kind of do things marketing, is because the output coming from an LLM regarding marketing, right? Let's say I give it something, a topic to write on or write a post about, and gives me content, it feels validated. It feels authentic. That all right, today's sounds good, a lot of good words and a lot of stuff. So yeah, a lot of people, especially in the marketing industry, started using technology very early in the flow. Why? Because obviously it's easier. Nobody wants to write a full page post when you can actually ask ChatGPT to do it. Similarly, other places as well, right? Marketing automations like sending SMSs, as long as you know the process, you can automate this. And that's what was realized, that marketing people are not cheap, right? You guys are quite expensive. Similarly, digital agencies, they charge you a lot for this kind of work. And what was understood was that, all right, as long as just sending messages and reaching out to people, a lot of this could be automated by using data, generating insights from the data, looking at your customer data, and then obviously using these new tools to kind of automate that. Because automation in other industries, it's tricky, but communication as well as content creation, it is, especially with the advance of LLMs, it has become easy, right? So what I felt initially, right, that marketing was difficult, content writing, copywriting, branding, and so on. But with all these tools on hand, now it seems easy. Maybe it's not to the same level as a marketer would do it, like you, but yeah, I mean, creating content has become simplified now. You know,
I
yeah,
agree. But
I mean, you still need to be smart about it. I would still recommend that a copywriter does it. But as long as you're doing it, especially in projects like ours, right? Let's say I'm doing a mobile app project or a website project or something like that. If I don't have my marketing team supporting me, I've had that in the past where marketing team, raise their hand, sorry, we don't have the time. If you want it, 6 months,
right.
right? And so yeah, I mean, me and my team, we kind of figured out a way to do this. I mean, marketing team in the end reviewed it, copyrighted it, but at least we did the major chunk done. So that kind of helped
No,
me
I
out.
agree, but I think I agree to disagree as well on a couple of things. I think automation on the parts of sending WhatsApp messages or SMSs and understanding, okay, if a person has a birthday coming up, okay, there is an automated message that gets generated. But if an LLM is writing the message for you, it would be full of jargon and it would be a tone, at least now, that the person might not comprehend well, right? They don't know what your target audience is. Even if you feed the LLM a lot of data, it is still going to hallucinate. It's still hallucinating. Maybe 5 years from now, or maybe 5 months from now, it might not. But right now, it is, right? And when it comes to copywriting, I think the the output of an LLM lacks empathy, unfortunately. The LLM doesn't understand your target audience well. They don't know your brand tone of voice. Now, a lot of people are going to come and say, no, but you need to give it the right command and you need to feed it the tone of voice and you need it to give it all your documents so that it understands what kind of content you were writing and what kind of content it needs to write. I understand that. But at the end of the day, I think when it comes to like connecting with people and when it comes to getting your message out there for
The
people
right
to
message out
understand
there.
exactly, I think someone needs to write it,
No,
right?
I totally
And
agree. And don't take me
again, I
wrong.
mean, I see a lot of people writing a lot of lengthy posts on LinkedIn. Who are you writing it for, right?
Exactly.
Not
So
computers.
so when I said that people find it easy, that's what I said, right? Because obviously nobody has a marketer at hand. And people, why I said automation kind of got triggered into this field was why, because a lot of people did not have you guys at hand. And I
True.
still believe copywriting is a skill that is needed. LLMs can't do it for you. And at the same time, from an operational standpoint or operational perspective, there's a lot of work that people found much difficult to do. And that is what you disagree on, right? And
I
I totally agree. The tone of voice on how people are being approached is very important. But at what level, right? Some of the people just want to get out there. They want to reach out to people. And whatever content they're sending, they want to be sending something. So if a email message or a birthday message is reaching out to someone in an automated fashion, they are okay with it as long as it's going. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, from a marketing perspective, ideally, there should be work on what content is going out, tone of voice, how the people are being reached out to should include, as you mentioned, empathy as well. But you also would agree that it's not easy to get your time, right? The marketing time. And content writing is a skill that is obviously very important, but it kind of got simplified with all these LLMs and suddenly jumping into the market. Especially if you're building a website and as a project manager, you need content written for like 10 pages, right? And you go to your marketing team and they tell you, sorry, it'll take you 6 months because of all the things that they have in their pipeline and the agency is kind of busy with other things. So suddenly you have the topics, you know what are the pages about, you put them in LM and you have the full structure of the data. Now,
Yeah, full
as
structure
a
of the
as a
data
project
and the
manager,
content nobody would want to read, right? And even if they read it, they
exactly.
won't understand it.
Exactly. So from a
But yeah,
digital transformation specialist, yeah, I mean that's project then done, right? That's the website up and running, everything is okay, the management is happy. Yeah, but from a marketing perspective, I would agree with you that any digital transformation specialist who wants to improve adoption on their digital platforms would want a marketing guy looking at that, making sure that all the data is relevant, all the content is making sense. Because whatever you do with LLM, how professional you are, how good with you are with the prompts and all, there will always be a little bit of editing that is needed. Nobody wants to read jargon on a website, right? Where they are going to learn about your services and products. Nobody wants to read jargon, and LLMs mostly do produce jargon. You can use different prompts to make it simplified, but still, there will be a little.
no,
And yeah, I agree that you guys are a very important component in there to make it work properly.
thank you very much for saying that. And please note that down, all the management teams listening to this. Well, no, I think I agree with you. But on some of the things like content, bringing in the element of empathy, humanizing what an LLM is writing for you or a content creation tool is, doing it for you. So I think looking at the content before posting is really important, be it your social media channels, be it your website, anywhere. I see a lot of posts going on LinkedIn uh, that starts with "there you go," right? And I think you might have seen those too.
Yeah.
At times, you read a social media post, the caption below an image, and you realize, okay, what is this brand trying to convey, right? So, ideally, I think for me, what's more important is that your content should connect to the audience, right? Because if you're writing for another LLM to read it and to respond to it, then it's okay. Go ahead, write a 3-page document and post it wherever you want to post it. But if you want humans to read it, understand it, and then act on it, I think you need to humanize whatever an LLM
Of
is
course.
creating. I'm not against using, AI and large language models or, a lot of data. Data, of course, we base everything we do on data. But I think at the end of the day, humanizing whatever you're doing is really, really important.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
I'm
just the right thing you said, right? That it's not that using AI or all these tools is bad. It's just that using them without actually putting in the work to kind of review whatever it has written is what kind of causes the issue. Yeah, and you can do not only talking about marketing. There's a lot of other things that you can do with it, right? But unless you kind of put your own touch in this and make sure that everything is being produced, because there's a All these LLMs, they started working, 2 years ago, right? As we said, the data that they've been trained on or the content that they've been trained on, you can say it's not covering every aspect of the world, right? So there are a lot of opinions, a lot of ideas that are missing from that training of those. Obviously, as we grow, these models will get smarter, and you might have the same level of intellect as a human, or maybe even more in the future. But till then, you can take their support, because obviously a lot of work is simplified because of them. A lot of analysis, a lot of review, a lot of reading can be avoided, right, by
True.
using these. But yeah, I mean, you do still need to put in your work to kind of make sure whatever you're doing is making sense, and it's not just, you use your calculator, but you use it wisely.
Yep, that makes sense. Well, it's been very insightful so far. I think a lot of learnings from your personal experiences and from how you see technology growing. And any final words for anyone who's trying to get into digital transformation as their career path? What should they do? What can they do to be you, basically?
So, as I said, you're only going to learn if you read yourself and learn from your peers and be consistent. And the last one is be presentable. So these three, four things that I would really like you guys to kind of focus on. Obviously, just go out and do your thing. It's the most important thing.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much once again for gracing Behind Marketing Lines with your
Thank you
presence.
for having me.
It was indeed a pleasure. Thank you very much, Aon Raza. Thank you
Thank you,
for
sir.
coming. It was a pleasure. And guys, thank you very much for tuning into Behind Marketing Lines. If you haven't subscribed yet, now is the time. Please click on the bell icon, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode.